Hey everyone, it's Allison here, and I have my layout for day number 21 of LOAD218. Today's adventure was to answer the question, what do we find compelling, or what draws us in? And this whole album that I am scrapbooking for LOAD is something that probably I find compelling or draws me in. If you want to equate being drawn in to something with being obsessed, then that, yeah, definitely fits the bill. So there was one particular point in the tour that I was just completely fascinated by, and I think I took about 50 pictures of. There's no way I can get all of them onto a layout, and I've already scrapbooked a giant photo of this. And so today I am going to make a double page layout of some of the other photos of the details. So what I am scrapbooking is a full, like a full scale, or to scale, I guess I should say, model of Hogwarts and the grounds. And this model was incredibly detailed and just absolutely amazing and massive. And I'd already scrapbooked. I blew up one of the photos to, I think it was like 8x10, and I'd already scrapbooked that before LOAD. But like I said, I had a ton more photos of that model as we walked around it, all the little details, all the places that you read about in the books and you see in the films. And they were there, they came to life, and in Technicolor, and like all the details, I mean, trees and glass for the greenhouses and all the rest of it, that I spent quite a bit of time at this particular area. And so I find this compelling. So I'm just putting together my layout, and I am making this sort of later in the day than normal, so I am trying to do this quite quickly for you. So I had already pulled my supplies out, and I have 2 sheets of gray cardstock for the background. That diagonal striped down at the bottom with a little like multicolored polka dots is a gossamer blue paper. The plaid sort of check background is from Chamel's Go Now Go, that I have been trying to put on a layout quite a bit this month, and I haven't quite succeeded, so I finally decided that this was the layout for it. And then the blue square in the background is a scrap from my scrap bin. It's Stampin' Up! Paper. And then the little strip at the top that has the different colors on it is another gossamer blue paper. So I've got 3 photos that are more sort of zoomed out. They show more of the overall idea of the model. And then I have 3 that I have sort of zoomed in on specific areas that I found most interesting. So across the bottom from left to right, you've got the standing stones, which is where Hermione decks Malfoy, which is kind of a funny part of was that the 3rd movie? And then you've got the portrait photo of the owlry, and then the next photo has the wooden bridge on it that they blow up in book 7. And then the other ones are just kind of more detailed shots of the whole thing, except in one you do see the greenhouses, the herbology greenhouses. So those are the areas that I am going to be talking about in my journaling. So now I'm just finding places to embellish, and I had cut 3 different squares out of that photography paper that I have been scattering throughout this album. I initially was going to choose 3 of the same colors of cameras, and then I decided that I could use 3 different colors and it would be just fine. It's the same image, just in 3 different colors, and I think it works great. And I had pulled out several of the die cuts from Starshine, and I'm just trying to figure out where to put them all. And it gave me a little bit of trouble embellishing this. The colors are a little different than I have been using in this album. I think that might have thrown me a little bit. And also I was just kind of in a rush. I wasn't really in a good headspace. But anyways, I did my best. And the title comes from those sort of antique gold glittery letter stickers from Chamel's Go Now Go sheet. I was looking for a way to incorporate a title quite quickly, so I had pulled out all the sheets that have words on them and thought maybe I could start there. And this one fit the theme of the day, of finding something compelling or being drawn in. And I finally got that blue arrow die cut on this layout. I've been trying to get that on for quite a while and finally did it. So now I'm going to get my journaling in, and I'm just talking about, you know, how fascinated I was by this model, how detailed it was, and then how I loved that all these places that I just talked about really came to life when you walked around the model, and you could walk around it, and then the lights changed as well. And these photos are mostly in the more of the daylight lighting scheme, and I have a whole other batch of photos that are in the sort of nighttime lighting scheme. So they're more blues and purples. And I'm not sure if I'm going to do another layout with those, or maybe put them just in pocket pages or something. I'm not really sure. But for now, this is going to go in my album. And then I feel like I need just a little bit more, so I go back to that sheet of word stickers from Go Now Go, and there's one asterisk and 3 hearts, so I add those. I use the bigger heart to help stick down that acetate die cut from Starshine that's down in the bottom right. And then I add an arrow because I really want your attention drawn to the wooden bridge in that picture. And then I feel like it needs a little bit more gold, so I add some enamel triangles from a basic gray pack that I had. And that is where I leave it. And then I sort of slept on it, and I decided to take another look at it, and I ended up making some changes. So I ripped off all those enamel triangles. I really wasn't happy with them. And I found some little heart stickers, and I added those, and the acetate stars that are kind of see-through from Starshine. And then I found some puffy little sort of flag stickers from an old Gossamer Blue kit, and I added those. And then some gold color shine, just to bling it up. Oh, and then I also put word titles on the pictures just to emphasize what it was that I was looking at specifically. So the owlry, the wooden bridge, the greenhouses, that kind of thing. And I'm much happier with this now. So I'm glad I took the time to look at it again in the daylight and see what I could do to change it to make it more in keeping with my style and with the album. Okay, guys, thank you so much. Bye-bye.